Can I show the Great Powers? The Great Powers are currently Ming, and then France. No, France overtook me. That's annoying. Then me, then the Ottomans, then Poland, Muscovy, Karakanulu, and Castile. Oh, Karakanulu are... Well, this is a one-on-one Great Powers, so it should be alright. And you're my navy. Right, yeah, I'm not moving you. Especially not with the plus 20% combat ability that Aragon has. We took out another loan, so be it. I'm quite happy to put myself in loan in order to smash down the Ottomans a bit. I mean, you guys can crawl around for a while and not do very much. They've seen me coming. That's unfortunate. Still going to go and beat them, though. I mean, we outnumber them, what, 2-1? In fact, it looks like Naples is just like, nope. It appears that John Bullitt is a free thinker. Idea cost minus 5%. Oh, sweet. We're going to wait until our full army is in place, because they do have a 3-star general here. Yikes. Alright, off we go. You are moving, but you can... Oh no, you're moving the wrong way. Naples just like, nope. How about nope? So the Aragon army is putting up a better fight than the Ottomans did. But we just outnumber them so dramatically that it doesn't really matter. And now we can just go and hunt you down and kill you off. Have they got access through Tunis? Tunis, really? You're my ally. Why have you given them access? Aragon's landed up here. So this is hopefully going to allow me to just kill off Aragon and Naples' armies like piecemeal. And I'm going to kind of hope that my minions go and retake this stuff so I don't have to, and I can turn around and go fight the Ottomans again. We are losing a lot of manpower during this war, but then the Ottomans are going to be struggling even more than I am. The people of Dumyat rely heavily on their port to supply the city with what it needs, but the blockade against Dumyat has cut off both many luxuries and some goods they claim are necessary to run the city. The people can hardly make do with grain alone, and are turning to the Sultan to find a safe solution. Unrest in Dumyat. I mean, I'm going to be getting a lot of unrest, especially in Syria, oddly enough. And autonomy change, or we can just lose 25 admin. I have a lot of admin, so I'm not that concerned about losing it. Where are you running to? You're running there. Okay. Oh, no, you're staying put. We'll go and kill you. And you're going there. Okay, good. So we got you cut off regardless of where you go to. And you are still just running away. So hopefully this is a stack wipe. It was indeed. Lovely. Let's turn around and go after these guys once again. Actually, I'm just going to pause you for a second because I don't want you suffering attrition. Oh, I said go back. Right, you go first. You stay here. And how have the Ottomans got 30,000 already? That's pretty crazy. Rowan, thank you very much for the follow. And Murdoch as well. Thank you very much for the follows. What's the earliest and latest EU4 can play out? It starts 1444 and ends in 1821. Also the Timurids in Libya. No, they're not. What? I'm the Mamluks, I'm not the Timurids. Normalization of relations between Shafi and the Jafari. For some time, the relationship between the Safi and the Jafari have been strongly coloured by distrust and conflict. Some scholars have gone so far as to denounce the theologians of other schools and their followers. However, tensions have been greatly lessened in recent years, with the Mamluk and Shafi and Baraji Jafi scholars leading the way towards tolerance and coexistence. So this is an example of like religious schools increasing or decreasing tensions between them, which changes the relations between countries in kind of just adding a little bit more dynamism to Islamic relations and alliances and stuff. So me and the Bahmanis are about to become more chill, I think. I am at war with the Ottomans, yes. And I'm kicking their living daylights out of them at the moment. Right, now you guys can all head back over here. We'll go and kill the Aragonese forces here. And then we'll go and smash the Ottomans. The Ottomans are still on high war enthusiasm. That's annoying. Only slightly higher than they are. Although war exhaustion is ticking up. Oh, you know what I could be doing? Something I always forget to do myself. War taxes. Lovely. Because if it comes down to it, I can take out some... or I can get some infantry mercenaries. That's not going to cost me very much because my drilled forces are my cavalry. So in fact, I want what manpower I have got available going to cavalry. So I'm just going to go and consolidate, just straight up consolidate those forces. I'll probably do the same thing here, so long as I'm not losing the cavalry, which I'm not. It would be nice if you could say, like, prioritize cavalry reinforcements over the infantry ones or something like that. But any further reinforcement should go to the cavalry now. A new Amir al-Hajj, the pilgrimage to the holy cities of Mecca. Oh, in fact, I have another source of manpower that I'll show you in a minute. To the holy cities of Mecca and Medina is one that every Muslim should undertake at least once in their lifetime. As the Sultan, it is our responsibility to ensure that they can safely reach that destination. This is a position that in many ways requires both cunning and martial ability, as the way to proceed can range from defeating raiders to negotiating passage from local rulers to outright threats or bribery. The Amir al-Hajj will have the overall responsibility for the Hajj caravans and will have great freedom in how to achieve a steady and peaceful passage for all Mamlukian pilgrims. So we can choose a Bedouin who is native of the deserts of Arabia. Your choice of Amir al-Hajj will have an effect both on the success rate of the Hajj caravans of your people as well as the type of impact any problems the Hajj will have. A Bedouin will be able to protect the caravans from dangers that none of the other options would. So we lose some prestige, we gain manpower modifier, and we lose some prestige over time for 30 years. A skilled warrior, Amir al-Hajj will have a good chance of defending the caravan if attacked, but he may also create unnecessary conflicts through a lack of tact. That increases prestige but loses military. An able diplomat will be more efficient when your country is at peace, but less so when you're at war. We're at war, and we likely will be for a while. Increases trade efficiency for 30 years. Or a Mamluk, Amir al-Hajj will be more trustworthy when your ruler has a high legitimacy and much less trustworthy when your legitimacy is low. My legitimacy has just jumped. And that would actually go up to 64, which is still not great, but it does give us an additional 10% manpower. I'm actually kind of leaning towards the Bedouin. Like, I have no prestige problems. So I'm going to go with the Bedouin, native to the deserts of Arabia. Did I watch the Paradox Dev Clash? I have not watched the latest one, and I'm kind of gutted about that fact. I just haven't had time. I need to. Do I have any plans for Victoria 2 save, or is that game not your cup of tea? I've already got a Victoria 2 series up, which is the March of the Vikings one. In fact, I have two series up. I have Prussia up and I have March of the Vikings on YouTube, which you can find at youtube.com/MordredViking. I probably won't do any more for the time being, just because I have so many games to do at the moment. I'm sinking under the weight of it all. I've got Jade Empires, which I still haven't even started yet. I've downloaded it. I got that from Paradox. I got this to play through. I got Total War Warhammer 1, Total War Warhammer 2, Morsel Empires, also Total War Warhammer. There's a new Rome 2 DLC releasing in 14 days. So yeah, not anytime soon. But there are two series up there. I would check out the Rise of Prussia one first, actually. That is like more vanilla, it's more normal, and it also goes into a bit more depth in what exactly is going on, where and how, while the March of the Vikings one is modded because it's a continuation of my mega campaign from when I started in Gotland in Crusader Kings 2. But it's a little bit more interesting because it's so different from how it ordinarily would. So, I mean, take your pick, or watch them both. If you really want a lot of Victoria, then yeah, both are available. How am I doing in terms of unit numbers? So I could recruit another 2 mercenary infantry if I decide that I need to. I mean, I have 40,000 men on the march here. These guys are a long way away still, and I kind of doubt that they would abandon that siege. It is kind of an important one. You're going to go and hit them. Fine. Do I want you just attacking? Halab is just dry lands. No, I'm just going to have you sit here. And if that goes down to like a positive, then I will go and intervene. But in the meantime, I'm not going to. I'm going to wait until the rest of my reinforcements have arrived. And then I will go and squish them. Like, plus 7% is unlikely to fall. But at the end of that cycle, I probably will attack. Truce with Basra has ended. Why did I have a truce with Basra? Not sure. I made the right decision, and they have abandoned that siege. Right, we need to go and attack before that stack arrives. My stack are a bit closer, so I think we'll be okay. Their reinforcements are coming in, but we should have a pretty good time of this. Their reinforcements are coming. Mine seem further away. Guys, come on, get a move on. And are these the elites? No, the elites are already in the fight. And are in fact showing that they are elite because of the number of kills we're getting. Their reinforcements arrived, my reinforcements arrived, Aragon is withdrawn. It's just the Ottomans. We might actually get a stack wipe here. And this is going to be an entirely mercenary army. And there's the revolt, they're right next door to us. We can just turn around and go after them as well. We did not get a stack wipe, but we did get a colossal victory. 4.6 war score. We killed 16,000, we lost 7. Oh, 8 really. So yes, that was a very good victory there. Pleased with that result. Naples are back again. I'm not going to turn around and chase them because I don't think they're going to be very effective at actually achieving anything. And then after this we can go after ISIL again. And after this fight I will be consolidating my infantry forces. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to group you guys together just for a moment. I'm going to grab the infantry, I'm going to consolidate you guys, I'm going to group you again and then split you. So you are in charge of them. Right. One of you goes after them. Actually, new general. Do you have siege ability? You don't. So you can just go after this. And now we will need to spend some money to raise some mercenary forces. And that's totally fine. We'll do something like that. So we're still 5 under our force limit, but that's totally acceptable. How is the technology spreading? Tech is definitely spreading. It's finally got to Cairo, so that means that embracing it's going to be a bunch cheaper. It's down to just 400, so we've saved 200 ducats on this already. Can I change the laws on any of the spread yet? Yes, I can. I can get rid of some of these. Good. Right, you are going to change to the trade one. Protect trade. In fact, we should do this through... Could have sworn it's one of these. State edicts, there we are. So you're doing trade. You are still converting. So never mind. You are pretty much converted, so I'm just going to turn you off completely. And actually that's it. And then some of the, if I have states down here, I'm going to turn those off as well. And that should save me a lot of money. Like, it was the stupid state thing which was costing me. So we do have a state edicts down here, so we're going to turn you off. We're going to turn you off. And you. And that should save me a bunch of cash. And all of this is still being embraced. And then we have trade coming in through there because we're going to be controlling Aleppo. And yeah, that's good. And we're still getting a little bit out of Alexandria, though the blockades won't be helping that effort. Cool! That'll do me! In fact, I'm going to have you go to Adana. Stability increase, just for free. Oh, fantastic. Our decision to give more power to the local magnates has ensured that the people of importance feel good about our government. They've been telling everyone how well they are being governed. Marvellous. That's actually really helpful. Ooh, and we can convert, although that would take forever and a day. So I'm not going to bother. How much is this? No, it's minus 25%. I'm going to save the admin. I mean, we could always go up in idea, which would actually give me the trade power. And also the inflation reduction, which I am now building up some inflation. So, sure. Then the next one would be the interest per annum, which would dramatically increase the amount of money I'm making, because I'm already spending 3 ducats per month on interest because of all the loans I've taken. But money is power. Use it as a weapon, as I've said numerous times before. And in fact, during my trade tutorial, which I did for this, I talk about that at length. Parallel authority. The Merchants Guild are not the sole authority within the cities. The Ulema also have a strong presence in most big cities going back to their initial founding. Conflicts sometimes arise when the councils of the Merchant Guilds implement rules that the Ulema disapprove of. Such conflicts have become more and more commonplace, and members of the Ulema are openly acting in defiance of the various rules the Merchant Guilds have agreed on in their cities. Delegates from various Merchant Guilds dominated cities are urging us to clarify the situation. So we can side with the Merchants Guild, which loses the Elima some influence and gains the merchants some influence. It goes up to 44. Or we can side with the Elima, so the merchants lose influence and the Elima gain it. Alright, first question. Can I exploit either of you? I can ask you for a contribution which has helped me with my money issues. I mean, the one that I'm really after is the demand support, but I can't do that for, yeah, a long time. 10 years and 15 years. Am I going to form a new nation? I'm hoping to get Egypt at some point. But I can't do that until I have admin tech 20, so that is a long way away. I'm kind of leaning towards the merchant guilds. Right, so what are the Elima giving me? The Elima are national tax modifier, which is really helpful. In fact, I make a buttload more money out of taxes than I do out of trade at the moment. That will change, because Egypt just seemed to be ridiculously well positioned to make a lot of money out of trade. So, the Mamluks rather. So, merchant guilds. I don't know if merchant guilds having more influence means that they are going to earn more or give us more money through this. No, it doesn't seem that way. Still going to do it though. And you, can I make a... that would just lose me all the money that I've just gained from the merchants. But you are quite low, and I don't want to deal with that minus 7% tax modifier because I'm trying to recover my treasury at the moment. Ish. I mean, I can take a lot of loans. My economy is very strong. I can take up to 38, and I've currently got 4. No, we're good. We're good. Alright, so you 4 go to Adana, you 4 merge together, go to Isil. How do battles work in this? It's very high level. You basically just choose the composition of your armies in terms of infantry, cavalry and artillery. You can train them, you can invest in improving their combat strength and also discipline for your army as a whole. But everything else is high level. Like, you basically just say this army attack this army and a battle happens. You lose troops, they lose troops over time, and then whichever army runs out morale first is the army that loses. Aragon occupied Beredia. Okay, that is not a fort. Alexandria is the fort, so once they start sieging Alexandria, that's when I get worried. But they're not yet. So, it's fine. Right, you've taken that province. Let's go and move you over here. How are the Ottomans doing in terms of numbers? Army quality comparison. Oh, cool! That's a new one. But that's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. Ottoman armies are not even on this list. So I think the Ottomans have just lost their entire army. Wait, really? Have they just given up? The Ottoman... oh no, it's 29,000. 24 of which are mercenary. Wow, that's going to be costing you a pretty penny. Bloody hell. They should be on this list. Oh, there they are. I just was blind. So yeah, the Ottomans do have an army, so no, we don't want to be splitting up too much. 30k army, yeah, cheers, Aizul. And hello, Aizul. Good to see you here. Mamluks into the Roman Empire sounds fun. I mean, yeah, it's possible. Could do that. Reverse Roman Empire. And we've got you, so Morash has fallen. We could go straight for Ankara, seeing as it is another fort. They did indeed take out Trebizond. Ah, here we go. Aragon, where are you moving to? We need to keep an eye on them. Sneaky, sneaky. So I have told my minions to just go out and siege stuff, so that's what I'm just going to let them do. I was kind of hoping that they would blanket siege Turkey, but they haven't really done that. Price of copper increases by 50%. Okay. I don't even know if I have any copper. I kind of doubt it. No, I have lots and lots of cattle, which is one of the new trade goods. So the 5 new trade goods are cattle, gems, glass, paper, and... there's one more. Livestock! Of course. No, cattle is livestock. Oh, crap, what's the 5th? No, I don't remember what the 5th one is. Incense! That's what it is. I remembered. The 5th one is incense. I was challenging myself to see if I could remember all 5 of them yesterday. It's past 1453 and Constantinople is still Byzantine. as was Greece. In fact, it was Venice that took Byzantium out. Athens and Achaia were both Byzantine as well. And the really hilarious thing, you will notice that Albania has grown at the expense of the Ottomans. Yes, in their first war, Albania beat the Ottomans. It was hilarious to watch. Like, the Ottomans just have had a really bad day, which is kind of why I'm now making use of that weakness and invading them myself. Although the Mamluks have been doing very, very well in this game. Like, one of the things they've definitely changed in this is made diplomatic vassalization much easier. Like, I currently have 11 relationship slots used out of the 4 actually available, which means I'm currently losing 7 diplo points every month. And that's because of the number of vassals I have. Like, I have so many. And also allies. Like, we are really in a strong position in terms of that. So everything green is mine. Everything this darker green are my vassals. And then the light blues are my allies. So diplomatically, we are really strong. Alright, we're taking Kaiserai. How are we looting them? That's the other question. No, we need to be looting these places, so loot away! In fact, I'm going to split you and put you in Karaman. In most of the games I've seen with its DLC, the Ottoman struggles a lot more in the early game. Yeah, which is good. Like, they have definitely done something to nerf the Ottomans a bit. I think part of it is they took away the cores over here. But yeah, the Ottomans are a lot weaker. Now, they just need to do that for Ming and Muscovy. If they do that, then this game will be a lot more fun. Like, the Timurid game was completely ruined. Because Ming kept on supporting the independence of my vassals. Ming was supporting the independence of Timurid vassals. They're like an entire continent apart. It's ridiculous. The prolonged conflict between the Ottomans and the Mamlukians is starting to spill into a religious realm. Mutual respect and tolerance is at an all-time low, and Hanafi thought is being marginalised in Mamlukan society. I thought I was Hanafi. What am I then? Show me here. I am... oh no, I'm Shafi. Oh, that gives me a free merchant. Cool! So, one of the other things which they've really improved here, so Hanafi and the Shafi hate each other, okay, is that you can not exactly adopt other schools, it's that you can bring them in if you have good relations with those scholars. So, for example, I could get the aggressive expansion impact if I accept in scholars of the Hanbali school of Islam. In fact, I have Hanafi at the moment, so Hanafi were the ones that reduced the admin tech cost. I'm actually going to remove them because I want the aggressive expansion impact reduction, and then after that we'll probably move to Maliki. And because I have such good relations with many of the other Sunni nations, mostly because most of those are actually my vassals, I can adopt any of these. If I had more mysticism versus legalism, then I'd actually be able to go after the Shiite schools of thought as well, which give different bonuses, but you need to be very high on mysticism rather than legalism, so they don't particularly like me very much. I think I am going to do that. I'm going to switch to the aggressive expansion. So we do lose 50 admin, which is fine, and then we get aggressive expansion reduction for 20 years. Do it. So we have the school of thought, which is ours, which is the Shafi, which is the plus merchants, and then we're basically allowing scholars from one other school into our realm to also teach, and that's what those guys are. Alright, so these two armies, I'm going to take a bit of a risk, because I am getting a little bit concerned about how close they are to taking Alexandria, which is leaving this army isolated, but I think it will be worth it. Unfortunately, my drill is going down very quickly. Like, when this war started, I had amazing cavalry, because I'd been drilling them, and only the cavalry. And they were really, really, really strong. And that is the main reason why the Ottomans have suffered so many horrific casualties throughout this war. So the Ottomans are now down to medium war enthusiasm. So are we, admittedly. They're actually on higher than we are. Beat these armies, though, and they should go down a bit more. And especially if I take ISIL, then I think we'll be okay. I kind of want you to go and attack Divrigi again, because it's in the mountains. And I would have a pretty easy time of holding it. Because I should just move this army up there to go and beat them, although he does have a 3-star general. Thankfully he's a 5 in fire, which in this era doesn't do very much. He has a 3 in siege, though, which is pretty damn high. No, they took Alexandria. Bollocks, that means I have to siege it back again, and then these guys are just going to run. Are you the fast army? Maybe. Oh, you cheeky little shite. No, we need to come back. I don't trust this army moving down here. Coffee and tobacco. While they're quite new in our society, the use of stimulants such as coffee and tobacco has spread quickly, with coffee houses now a common feature from Al-Qahira to the Red Sea Hills. The popularity is especially marked among the Sufi orders. The novelty of these substances means that the religious establishment is divided on their proper use. Many strict legalists want us to limit their use, while the others argue for caution, as both coffee and tobacco were very popular in our state. The local governor of Sina have now turned to the Al-Qahira, wanting to close down those local coffee houses that he believes have been meeting places for dissidents. We are very legalist, and I actually want legalism to be higher, so I will embrace the unrest for the additional legalism. It's unrest in one place for 5 years, so yeah, fine. Are you attacking me? No, you're not. You're trying to go around me. Are you going to Halab by any chance? You're not. And that is in the highlands. Ah, you're coming back again. See if we can win this game of cat and mouse here. Yes, yes I can. Gotcha! Now I definitely need to move to reinforce them. Go! Unfortunately, I do not have force march. So my cavalry suffered almost no casualties, so once again I'm going to split you guys out and consolidate and move you up there. Go, 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 go! And you are ready for this fight. Unfortunately, we didn't take the siege, which is very annoying. And they are going to... Oh, it's dry lands, it's fine. Nope, they decided not to. They're probably going after them instead. Which is fine by me. Alright, so we are... Oh no, we're on low again. And the Ottomans are back on high. Why? Ottomans are making gains. No, you're not. Mamlukian army strength. Yes, because my minions have taken such a beating. I mean, we're still winning. It's just not as glorious a victory as I was kind of hoping it would be. I hadn't banked on the fact that Aragon had Naples as a minion. If it was just Aragon, I think I'd be doing okay. Oh, you're attacking me down in Fazan. And you can actually get all the way through now, which is very annoying. Come on, take ISIL, please. You can go and take Antab back again. Hey, Fenris. Why is Aragon in this war? Because they're allied with the Ottomans. And that's mostly because both the Ottomans and Aragon are rivals with me. They both hate my guts. Aragon have called a crusade against us. Great. That means Aragon's going to have lots and lots and lots of manpower now. I mean, I still have a fair... Oh, yeah, manpower. That's something I can do something about. So, as the Ottomans... as the Mamluks, we benefit from the Mamluk government, and part of that is these three big buttons like they used for Russia. One of them is I can gain reduction to all power costs. The second one is I can gain just money for free, which I'm actually going to go and do because money is good. And then the third one is I can gain a bunch of manpower for free. And the way that this works is it is tied to your culture, the culture of your ruler. So prior to this ruler, I had a Circassian in charge, which meant that the power of these abilities was tied to the number of Circassians provinces that I owned. The problem, of course, is that Circassia is there. It's that green bit. So we have no Circassians, which meant that these buttons did naff all. In the next election, the Mamluks kind of have elections. It's not really a democracy, but they do elect their new sultan. I chose the Egyptian. It came with a couple of penalties because it was basically saying you're pandering to the majority. Fine. But it also meant that I have a lot of Egyptian territories because we are basically Egypt at this point, and it meant that these buttons are very, very strong. So I can get 9,800 manpower for free. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. And then I could also get the minus 5% power reduction, but I think I'm going to wait until I actually start teching up and stuff. Actually, how am I doing for military? I could actually go up to military 7.